Today we're going to show you guys how you can start to accept crypto payments for your business using n8n and Request Network. The best part, you don't need any coding skills. We'll walk you through how it works, how we built it, and how you can set it up in just a few hours. Check out the link to this free template in the description, where we're also sharing the front-end code so you can add your logo, products, and pricing without any hassle. As opposed to Stripe or Coinbase, where you'll be paying 1 to 1.5% of your stablecoin payments, using Request Network is completely free. On the Accounting Grids platform, we've implemented the same setup for students to join our Crypto Accounting Academy. Of course, you can pay in fiat, but using this link, your customers can pay in stablecoins, all powered by Request Network's API. Request Network is an open source payments protocol, and they allow for many use cases, including invoicing, cross-chain payments, batch payments, recurring payments, and we're using the API for our e-commerce use case, and it's completely free. Are you ready to start accepting crypto payments without incurring any third-party platform fees? To show you how, Thomas from the team will be guiding you through the tutorial.
Thank you, Mar. Now let's continue with the tutorial, but first of all, let's see how the page you will receive will look like. So it's pretty much the same. You have the form, or you have the product, the price, the form. You have to connect your wallet. You select the coin and the network. You click Pay Now. You connect with MetaMask. So you will receive, in this case, for USDT Polygon, you will have to confirm twice. When you finish the transactions with MetaMask, you will go to this processing payment page. What's happening here is in the backend is doing the review of the payment and verifying everything is okay. And when the verification finish, you will go to payment confirm. This is what you see now. So you will have this process in your product. So now let's see what's the tech stack we use for doing all this flow. In the web page, you see everything we showed to you until now. And it's where the customer do the checkout and everything. You will have this file. The web page connects to n8n. n8n is our backend here. So it's an automation tool, a local automation tool. So it's easier to implement for you. It connects to Request Network, which is the tool which do all the crypto payments, Supabase for doing managing the database, and Gmail for sending the notification to the customer. Okay, and here this is what we already saw, like the customer flow and the journey in the checkout and the connection with MetaMask. This is the part we connect with the backend, right? When the customer click for Pay Now, it will connect to n8n. And in n8n, we have two flows, one for request the payment, another for doing the confirmation, right? So in this first step, we request the payment, and n8n send a response to the web page to trigger MetaMask and doing the two-step confirmations. And when MetaMask finish, it will trigger the processing payment, and also in the backend send to the request to n8n in order to do the verification and the confirmation that everything was properly made. And in this step, when n8n finished doing the confirmation, it will notify again to the web page to say everything was okay and update to payment confirm, right? So this is how it works. This is an overview of everything. Now let's go to n8n and see how it works. The web page will trigger this n8n workflow, which is in the backend. We have two flows in this workflow. The first one is for start or request the payment, and the second one is for doing the verification of the payment. When the client clicks Pay Now, he will trigger the first flow to start the payment, and we will request the database in Supabase, the info about the product the client is purchasing. So what is Supabase? Supabase is the software we use for doing the database. It's very easy to do. Also, the pricing is very affordable. We have unlimited API requests with the free plan. So I highly recommend using this instead of Google Sheets, because you will this way avoid having write limits issues and this kind of things with the request. Also, is better. Okay, what is n8n? n8n is the low-code tool for doing automations. It's also very affordable. You can start for free, and you have a plan from $20 per month. So okay, once we request the info of the product, this table you're seeing now, we have in this table the ID of the product name, and the price. Yeah, same as we have in the web page. Here you can see the definition of the table, so you can copy paste it. We will send it also to you in the templates. And once we have the info, we verify the price is correct. This for avoiding someone sending something correct from the front side, and we will trigger an error. If the price is correct for this product, we will continue with the process. We will start a transaction. So here in Supabase, we will update the table of invoices. So with the date of the transaction, because we will use it in the future for track and also for verification of the transaction. So here is how the table looks like. We have all the info of the request network ID. Now I will show you how to get this info. So how to start the payment, right? We're using request network. The first thing we have to do is to do the request to this endpoint, to this URL. You will have to update this section with the API key. I will show you how to create an API key, and also your wallet direction. You have to update in payee, this variable. You have to update the info here also. Don't change anything else. Everything is automated after that. So okay, in order to create the API key, you have to go to request network, click resources, documentation, and you have to click in portal manage API keys and webhooks. You see here, and then you have to click try it now. I have an account, so I go directly to mine, but you will have to create a new API and put the name. Name it. So for example, test one. I will not do this because I already have one. Click generate key. I will click cancel because I already have. Once you have your new key, copy it and go to this node and change your API key, right? This is very important because otherwise you will not be able to connect to request network. So remember to change this and your wallet, the payee. Once everything is set, you make this request to start the request, right? So this way you are starting the request. Here you have more documentation in request network. Just go to the docs and you will see this endpoint. I already showed you this. So, and here you have the other endpoint in order to create the payment request. Here you will set all the info of the payment. Here in the documentation you can see further all the properties you have to send and everything. This is the second endpoint. So you have the wallet, chain, amount, everything you have to set in this step. So here, remember, this is very important also to change or update the API key and the payee info, right? Okay, so after that, you merge this data and we will respond to the web page. At this point, MetaMask will receive the information for the payment, but the user will confirm 2 times. He will go to the processing payment page, and also in the backend, the web page will do the request again to n8n to go to the second flow and do the verification of the payment, right? So here, again, we will go to Supabase, but in this case, we'll search the info of the transaction, right? Here you have the definition of the table on how to create it. So, okay, so we will get the info of the transaction using the request network ID, right? So we already saved it in the step before. So with this info, we can continue the process and we will search or ask to request network the status of the transaction, right? And we will stay in the loop asking for the status until the property has been paid is true, right? This is what request network answer to us, if it's paid or not, right? So we'll stay in the loop until it's paid. And also we will go to Supabase. We will ask to Supabase the info in the products table, right? To do the last verification. So we'll verify the price again, the product, the request ID, the email, and the currency. So if everything is okay, we know the transaction was successful with the correct info, correct price, correct product. So we verify, right? So we are safe. If there was a problem, if the info was not correct, if it was not the price for this product or something, we know something was wrong, and we will trigger an error to the web page. And if everything was okay, we will answer correct, the payment confirmed, and the user will see the update of payment confirmed. And also we have in parallel a flow where we will prepare an email to send to the notification to the customer. The payment was successful, so he see it in the web page, and also he received a notification in the email with the info. We just write a template. You can change it as you want, and also we will say the last info, the payment status as paid, and everything else, the transaction hash, payment currency, the network, everything else in the table of transactions. So at the end of the process, you will have all the info you need to track the payments, also with the transaction hash and the network you need to check. Okay, so that's how the flow works in the backend. Now we will continue with the web page, right? In the front end. Now go again to the front end. We have to see how to do the thing with the web page, right? The thing the customer will see. So you will be able to edit everything in the web page. You will have the template. So you will be able to change the logo, the like, the image here, also here in the footer. So you just have to come here, change it, change the info, change the email support you have in the footer, the title here, also the subtitle here, the company name in the footer. You will see it in the footer, so you just change it here. This is very important, the n8n URL. This is the endpoint of the backend, so it's very important you change it. You just have to go to n8n, click the webhook, production URL, and click. This will copy it, and you just come to the web page and change it, right? So also you will be able to change the currency. You can check in request network the options they have. The payment network options you also change. The label is what the user see, and the value is the value for request network. And you will be also have to change the products. So here is the product code. I will show you later how it works. Here is the price for each product code and the product name for each product, right? So it's an example. So the code is product 1 and the name is product name 1, but it's an example. How it works. Once you have this page in your website, you just have to send the product info, the product code as a parameter. The parameter is product. Here you can see it. So after the product, you put the code, right? You can change it. It's just an example of how to do it. But with this, you will be able to read the product name and the price, right? So for example, here for product 1, the price is 0.1. For product 2, the price is 17. and the name is product name 2. You see it in the web page. So this is the way you update the info of the product, and also this is what you will send to n8n. And it's also very important to update with the same info, the table, right? In the table, you see I have the same names, right? Product name 1, and the price is also the same. This is very important because it's the way we verify what we are receiving from the user is the same as we have in the back, you know? So this is the way we use, we can verify there is no one sending something wrong or bad, you know, and we are safe, also the user. So it's very important you to update this info. It's all in the section of config. You see in the comments of the HTML, you have the section with the config, it's commented, you just come here and change it. So that's everything you need to know to implement this template in your web page. This is also an example of how the user receiving the notification in email. Of course, it's an example. You can improve it. You can send also an invoice, as we do also in the content quiz. I just made it simple so it's easier to share and implement. Also, you can connect with the n8n to other tools. If you use a CRM, for example, Hotspot, also send another type of notification, WhatsApp, Telegram, or whatever you want. You can connect almost any tool with the native connections in n8n or also using API. Hope you enjoy it and you implement it in your business. It's very easy having the templates. You just have to import the JSON. We'll send further information without the video, so just try it. Hope you enjoy. Thank you.